Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome to Thursday night, a special edition of Above the Cushion. I do apologize. I just couldn't get a live show in tonight. Couldn't get some guests to call me back and confirm. Also, I work early morning, so getting sleep to be right to be able to go to work the next day, very difficult. So this didn't work out, and I do apologize for the impromptu show tonight. I know that a lot of people look forward to Thursday night for Above the Cushion, as well as I do. Getting the great interviews, talking to the legends of racing, current day racers, and just everything going on. So, do apologize for today, but short and sweet. We'll get to what's going to happen this weekend at both of the tracks. Weather's looking phenomenal over in Humboldt for tomorrow night. That is Friday Night Lights, April 24th over at Humboldt. So we'll get started. I know we had a little bit of weather roll through over there. It was quite a bit of rain at the Humboldt Speedway and surrounding areas as well. Track, great shape. Pits, great shape. Still, a couple little things we had to do. Quite a bit of water again over at the Speedway. So the crew's been working hard on that all week, getting it dried out and ready to go. But the weather report looks absolutely phenomenal for tomorrow. So we're going to get started. Of course, the A-Mods, big thing for Friday Night Lights. The A-Mods are going to make their return. We talked to Chase Sigg last week on the show. Sigg Tire and Auto, a big part of the A-Mods coming back to Humboldt. So we'll get to see them tomorrow night. Got to thank our other partners for the A-Mods as well. Of course, Rick Beebe, we talked to him a couple weeks ago on the podcast. So, we need to thank Rick Beebe Heating and Air, Sigg Tire and Auto, and of course, Jared Gilmore and Phillips, CPAs over there in Chanute as well. So, three great partners helping us bring the A-Mods back on a limited schedule for Friday nights over at Humboldt. So we want to thank them. So the A-Mod's going to make their return to the Speedway tomorrow night, so you don't want to miss that. Of course, Ray's Metal Depot USRA B Mods will be in the house. Extrusions Inc. Midwest Mods. Your Home Savings Bank Pure Stock Division back in action. And, of course, the Mini Stock and Tuners will also be there. So 5 classes are going to run tomorrow over at Humboldt Speedway. So we're looking forward to seeing you there. Of course, the grandstand gates are going to open at 6 o'clock. Racing going to start promptly at 8. For all the pricing and details, of course, check out HumboldtSpeedway.com. That's where you can get the full schedule for the rest of the year. It's also where you can log on and buy some tickets for the 2X Monster Truck stuff. Everything like that is going to roll through the website for HumboldtSpeedway.com. Make sure you're paying attention to the website. Stuff gets posted on there every week. Race results, news, photos, lots of stuff gets posted on the website. So HumboldtSpeedway.com, get over there and check that out. Kind of looking forward to some other races, as we're pretty much just going to get started about every Friday night over at Humboldt Speedway. So May 1st, May Day, is going to be Kansas Sampler Night over at Humboldt Speedway. So we're looking forward to that. Of course, Grandstand Gate's going to open at 6. Race is going to start at 8. Just your 4 weekly championship classes is going to run on May 1st. Ray's Metal Depot USRA B Mods, your Extrusions Inc. Midwest Mod Mania Series, your Home Savings Bank Pure Stocks, and then your Mini Stock and Tuners on May 1st. Looking forward to May 8th. That is going to be Green Flag Frenzy. 5 classes going to be back. So the A-Mods are going to take a week off there at May 1st. Then they're going to return on May 8th. So we're looking forward to having you at Humboldt Speedway and being part of what we got going on over there at the baddest quarter mile in all of the country. Appreciate each and every one of you again that support us over at Humboldt Speedway, all of our great sponsors. And we can't thank Jared Gilmore and Phillips, tax CPA accountants, the Rick Beebe Heating and Air, and of course, Sigg Tire and Auto right there in Iola for, supporting the A-Mods, helping them bring back. So here in the next 3 weeks, you're going to get to see A-Mods over at Humboldt Speedway 2 times. A little break in between with some other stuff going on that, we don't want to get in other traveling series and other big time stuff going on. Don't want to get in their way. So we are going to take May 1st off with the A-Mods, and they'll be back on May 8th. So a lot of stuff going on in the next 3 weeks. Of course, as we have a show next week, for Above the Cushion. We'll keep going on the schedule. We'll keep pumping it up, keep seeing what's out there. So don't want to forget about that. Next thing, Saturday night, right here at 81 Speedway, April 25th, Saturday night under the lights. Pit gate's going to open at 3, grandstand at 5, and of course racing at 7 o'clock. Alternative Pest Management USRA Modifieds are back in action. So 2 nights for the Modifieds over at Humboldt on Friday, Saturday at 81 Speedway. Your Poorman Auto Supply USRA B Mods, your TM Fencing LLC Super Stocks, your Treasure Hunt Estate Sale Mini Stock and Tuners, and of course your Allied Battery Stock Cars are back in action as they get tuned up for one heck of a race. We're going to talk about it here in a minute. So Saturday night here at the Speedway, all 5 of your weekly championship points classes are back in action. If you were there with us last weekend, you saw the fireworks, you saw the drama, you saw the tension. It's way too early in the year, in my opinion, to have all that going on. But we got it happening right now. A lot of passion is going on for the racers, and you don't want to miss anything. Of course, weekly championship races will not be streamed on RacingDirt.tv this year. Only special events will be streamed on RacingDirt.com, as well as we'll see start to finish. We will see some other streaming services. We saw Dirt Vision, things like that. So I believe we're going to see Aero Vision when the Revival Late Model Series comes back in. So a couple ways to stream, but special events only. I want to make that real clear. A lot of people upset about the streaming. The best streaming is with your own 2 eyes, sitting right in the grandstands at Humboldt Speedway and 81 Speedway, and we want to see you there. It's the cheapest ticket in town. I can guarantee you for Humboldt and 81. You get over there, Humboldt and Park City, Wichita, surrounding areas, Iola, Yates Center, any of those towns. I can guarantee you, being at the races, taking in some dirt track action is going to be the cheapest ticket you can find, and we'll go from there. May 2nd, Green Flag Frenzy. All classes are going to run. It's a weekly championship points race as well. So we're looking forward to seeing you all for that as they gear up for May 9th. The Arnold Stoner Stock Cars and Guitars, a memorial race at 81 Speedway. Very much looking forward to this race. As you guys know, I do some of the special trophies for big events. And this one is no different. There's a very special trophy being made right now as we speak, and it's awesome. I had a great idea. JR was very gracious enough to let me go with it, and you are not going to want to miss May 9th's trophy for the Arnold Stoner Memorial for the Stock Cars and Guitars race. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Only 2 classes going to run that night. Your Treasure Hunt Estate Sales Mini Stock and Tuners, and of course your Allied Battery Stock Cars are going to run in memory of Arnold Stoner. So you don't want to miss out on that. We're going to keep talking about that. That's all presented by TM Fencing LLC, a great partner, great supporter that we have at 81 Speedway and Humboldt Speedway, and of course right here for Above the Cushion as well. You don't want to miss that one. We're going to keep talking about that. I'm working on some special guests to try to get them on the show and go over some stuff and just kind of get another grasp on what's about to happen on May 9th. Maybe we'll get back on here some more stories from the Stoner family about Arnold. We'd love to dive into that, trying to get that all put together and get you guys some information. I'll get you some information, out on the Facebook page, and be paying attention to the Facebook page. And of course, next week's Above the Cushion as well. A lot of stuff going on for Arnold Stoner's Stock Cars and Guitars. Only 2 event classes going to run, but we got a lot of stuff happening. We have, of course, the very special trophy that's going to go out. Big money is on the line. Lap sponsors, want to thank everyone that participated and stepped up on the lap sponsor that we posted on the Speedway page. I think there's only 1 or 2 spots left to sponsor a lap. So if you're interested in that, head over to the Facebook page and get that taken care of. I think there's only 1 or 2 laps left. They could all be sold out while we're doing this video. So want to thank everyone again. I'll run down the list in the next couple weeks of everyone that sponsored a lap. for Arnold Stoner's memorial for the Stock Cars and Guitars race. Every lap, like I said, there's one or two left, but all of them have been sold, and that's just great for the drivers and the fans. All the sponsors, again, can't thank them enough, and we'll run down the list once it's all finalized and put in place. Another thing going on, we're going to do a very special introduction for the drivers. So kind of the same. We're not going to do the same old thing. It's a very special race, and we're honored that we were asked to have the memorial at 81 Speedway, and we are going to treat it just as such. So there's lots of cool stuff going to happen. With the A feature. Introductions of the drivers, some fan interaction going to go on. Lots of stuff going to happen there for the Stock Car and Guitars race. So be paying attention. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Don't want to forget Harrison Steel is going to play after the races. So we ask that you stick around. Only 2 event classes going to race. So, potentially could be kind of, more of an early night. Than we see when we run our weekly championship stuff. So we have Harrison Steel gonna play some music, we would really love for you to stay and be part of that. All these special events, they only keep getting put on with fan participation and great partners and sponsors, and we want you guys to stay and hang out. As we're gonna honor Arnold Stoner, we're gonna have a great race. We're going to have an awesome trophy given out. Big money on the line as well for the winners and the field going through. A lot of stuff happening for Arnold Stoner's memorial for Stock Cars and Guitars. So please make sure that you stay the whole entire time. We invite you down to the pit area at Humboldt Speedway and 81 Speedway after the races. Say it all the time. Get down and see those drivers. Once the final checkered flag flies, we invite you down to the pit area to meet your favorite driver, get an autograph, buy a T-shirt, get a hero card signed, get your hat signed, whatever. Meet your favorite driver. Let them know you support them. Let them know that you're there for them. And it's always good to meet your local driver. You watch them, make 15, 20 laps around the speedway. You might as well wait till the very end and go down there and meet them, shake their hand, and tell them either good job after victory lane or it just wasn't their night when they finished second. So get down there and support those drivers. And like I said, buy a lot of them have T-shirts in the trailers. So get down there and support them. That's how some people, a little extra money to get up and down the road, buy some snacks at the convenience store as they're traveling up and down the road. And some people put a little bit of extra fuel in their hauler to get them up and down to the next races. So we ask you that you hang around till the end of the races, go down there and meet your favorite driver in the pit area. Same thing goes for you drivers. Don't pack up and go home right when you're done racing. Hang around, meet the fans, give them an opportunity to get down there and meet you. Don't take it on back to the house so quick. Hang out and see what's going on at the racetrack. So that's what I got for races coming up. Again, tomorrow night over at Humboldt Speedway, Friday night lights, going to be a great time. The A-Mods are back. Saturday night is Saturday night lights at 81 Speedway. All 5 classes are back in competition. And like I said, if you were there last Saturday night, the fireworks, I'm going to assume, are just going to keep on blasting. So you want to be there to take part in any of that. May 1st, back at Humboldt Speedway, we're going to run. Of course, Kansas Sampler Night on May 1st, so May Day. Green Flag Frenzy on May 8th, and then over on May 2nd, Green Flag Frenzy at 81 Speedway, and then May 9th, the Arnold Stoner Memorial for the Stock Cars and Guitars. Also want to remind you that here in the month of May, 2X Monster Truck Live will be at Humboldt Speedway and 81 Speedway. So make sure you get your tickets for that. If you didn't go to that last year, you absolutely missed out. It was awesome. Me, my brother-in-law, and my nephew, and of course my son, we all went, we hung out. It was a great time. A lot of my friends were there. A lot of race fans were there to take it in as well. It's an awesome show, and if you missed it last year, you do not want to miss it this year. So 2X Monster Truck Live. Of course, you can get those tickets through the websites, HumboldtSpeedway.com, 81Speedway.com. A lot of stuff going on there. We have a demolition derby going to happen on, I believe it's May 30th at 81 Speedway. So if you're a demolition derby type person, you want to be there for that. We invite you to the Speedway to take part in the demolition derby watching, or maybe get your car together. We're going to talk to the 716 Productions for the demo derby on Above the Cushion. We'll get them back on. We'll talk to them a little bit about how last year went. They had a lot of big stuff planned. They talked about some stuff that they were trying to do for 26. We're going to verify that with them, see what they got going on. So a lot of great guests going to hit Above the Cushion. Unfortunately for this week, I just couldn't make it happen. So I do apologize, as I said at the top of the show. HumboldtSpeedway.com, 81Speedway.com is your source for all of your ticket information, times, prices, what event classes are running, what special events are coming up at both speedways, what days that we have planned off at the speedway. When we finally figure out a makeup date for the Revival Late Model Race for the Terry Deathridge Memorial at 81 Speedway, and then the Revival Late Model Race over at Humboldt, that'll be posted on the website. Of course, we'll talk about it on Above the Cushion, and we'll post it on the normal Facebook page as well. A lot of great stuff over on the website. Get over there and check that out. Want to invite you to the YouTube page for Above the Cushion, and also Dirt Track Diaries. Get over there and subscribe to those two channels. See what's going on. Of course, me with Above the Cushion. Where you can check out some of the interviews maybe you missed. There's some videos posted on there from the racetrack, driver interviews there as well for the pit stops. A lot of stuff going on. Of course, Dirt Track Diaries, that's JR's channel. And it's just kind of a behind the scenes look of things that go on a daily basis to keep 81 Speedway going. We have a whole entire crew over at Humboldt that keeps that going, but they haven't got quite into the video thing just yet, working on it. So JR does some videoing for Dirt Track Diaries at 81 Speedway. Whether he's cleaning the announcer's tower, or he's stocking the beer cooler, he's running a tractor on the track, he's watering, they're fixing equipment, everything that kind of goes on behind the scenes to just make a few hours happen on race night. You'd be really surprised at all the stuff that happens Monday through, basically Sunday. It never stops. There's stuff going on even during race night to keep the race night going. And then, of course, like I said, it never stops. It's a 7-day-a-week job to try to run the races at 81 Speedway and Humboldt Speedway. And you just go over there, subscribe, watch some videos. Very, very tough. We'd like you to subscribe to both of those, and of course share on YouTube what you're watching. Let your friends know what you're watching. Above the Cushion with me, Andy Clark, and then of course Dirt Track Diaries with J.R. Sartain over on the YouTube. So get over there and give those two a like and subscribe, and pay attention to what's going on. Pretty good content happening over there on the YouTube as well. That is going to do it for me. I appreciate each and every one of you for spending your Thursday with me. Again, I do apologize for not having a live show. This is pre-recorded here in my shop at my house, and just wanted to get some information out. We're going to see you over tomorrow night, Friday at Humboldt Speedway. I'll be there. Of course, still the announcer at Humboldt Speedway, and then back to the infield I go for Saturday night at 81 Speedway. So appreciate each and every one of you. Good night. God bless. We'll see you at the races.